Really?
I think this man enjoyed
Man
it.
of the match. For me, man of the match.
Match ball.
This is a team performance. Man of the match.
Harry Kane scored 23 Premier League goals under José Mourinho. He also made 14 assists. That gave him both the Golden Boot and the Playmaker award. Tottenham still finished 7th, and I think that is the best way to understand Mourinho's warning about Kane. He was not warning us that Kane would fail. He was showing us that even the best version of Kane might not be enough to fix Tottenham, because under Mourinho, Kane became more than a goal scorer. He became the player who made the whole attack work. And once that happened, Tottenham had a new problem. What would they do when Kane could no longer carry that much responsibility? When Mourinho arrived at Tottenham in 2019, Kane was already one of the best strikers in Europe. He had won 2 Premier League Golden Boots. He had also finished as the top scorer at the 2018 World Cup. So Mourinho did not need to improve his finishing. He wanted Kane to have more control over matches. In one of their first meetings, Mourinho told him that he could help him explode.
By being with me, I think I can help you to.
He wanted Kane to be seen alongside the biggest players in football, and to reach that level, Kane could not only wait for chances inside the box. He had to become more involved in creating them. Kane had always been a strong passer. Mourinho simply made that part of his game more important. He started dropping deeper and receiving the ball away from the centre-backs. That gave Son Heung-min space to run behind the defence. If a defender followed Kane, Son had room. If the defender stayed back, Kane had time to pick the pass. The Southampton match in September 2020 showed how well it could work. Son scored 4 goals. Kane assisted all 4.
I would say Harry is the man of the match because he scored 1 goal, he gave a 4 assists.
That was the moment people began to see a different version of him. He was still Tottenham's best scorer, but now he could control an attack without being the player who finished it. The problem became clear whenever Kane was missing. Tottenham did not only lose their striker, they lost the player who connected Son, the midfield and the rest of the attack. Mourinho spoke about this when both Kane and Son were injured in February 2020.
Without Harry or Sonny, without one of them, doesn't win a match since 2014.
He pointed out that Tottenham had not won a league match without at least one of them since 2014. That record showed how limited their other options were. Lucas Moura could run with the ball, Steven Bergwijn could attack from wide areas, Dele Alli could move into scoring positions, but none of them could do Kane's job. That became a serious concern because of his ankle problems. Against Liverpool in January 2021, Kane injured both ankles and went off at half-time. After that, Tottenham struggled to keep the ball in Liverpool's half. They still had players making runs. They did not have anyone finding them often enough. Mourinho's tactics also played a part. Tottenham often defended too deep and gave the ball away too quickly. But that only made Kane more important. Without him, they had no clear way to move from defence into attack. The 2020-21 season proved Mourinho's plan had worked. Kane finished with the most goals and the most assists in the Premier League. That was not normal for a striker. Usually, a forward who starts playing deeper loses some of his goal threat. Kane did not. He could drop towards midfield and find Son. Then, in the next attack, he could move back into the box and finish the chance himself. There was no easy way to defend him, but Tottenham's season still ended badly. They lost 12 league matches, they missed out on the Champions League, and they finished without a trophy. That does not mean Kane was perfect, but his performances were not Tottenham's main problem. He had already done what Mourinho asked from him. He had become a better scorer, passer and all-round attacker. The club had not made the same progress, so by the end of that season, the question was no longer about Kane's ability. It was about whether Tottenham could give him a real chance to win. Tottenham still had one chance to win something. They had reached the League Cup final against Manchester City. For Kane, it was another chance to win his first major trophy. For Mourinho, it was the type of match he had won many times during his career. But 6 days before the final,
in the last couple of moments, we are hearing that Tottenham Hotspur have sacked José Mourinho. It comes in the week that they're due to play the Carabao Cup final at Wembley against Manchester City.
There were reasons for the decision. The results had become poor. The football was getting worse, and the team looked like it had stopped responding to him. But the timing was still difficult to understand. Tottenham had hired Mourinho partly because of his record in cup competitions. Then they removed him just before a final. We cannot say he would have beaten Manchester City. City were the stronger team, but Tottenham entered the match without the manager who had taken them there. Kane played despite another ankle problem. Spurs created almost nothing and lost 1-0. For Kane, it was another season that ended in the same way. Good numbers, no trophy, and more questions about what Tottenham were trying to build. By 2023, Kane was Tottenham's all-time top scorer. He had scored 280 goals for the club. He had stayed through different managers, failed rebuilds and several seasons outside the Champions League. But he was now 30. At that point, staying became the bigger risk.
I've always said throughout my whole career I never want to retire and feel like I could have done more or I could have pushed myself a little bit more.
That is why his move to Bayern Munich made sense. Some people said he was choosing an easy route to trophies. His first season with Bayern proved it was not that simple. Kane scored 36 league goals and won the European Golden Shoe. Bayern still ended the season without a trophy. And once again, people judged him by what the whole team failed to win. That never felt fair. He had moved to a new league and scored more than anyone else in Europe. He had done exactly what Bayern signed him to do. Then Bayern won the Bundesliga in 2025. Kane finally had the trophy people had used against him for years.
I'm not sure. I think, from my point of view, my career is the same. I still work to improve. I still, try and be better every year. I think maybe from the outside, the perception is a little bit different. I've had amazing messages and amazing comments from a lot of people, and I think there was a lot of people who was happy to see me win my first title.
But he had not suddenly become a better player. The main difference was that he was now at a club ready to turn his goals into a title. So, was Mourinho right about Harry Kane? I think he was. He saw that Kane could become more than a great scorer. He could run an entire attack. But Mourinho also showed us why Tottenham were in danger of losing him. They had a player ready to compete for the biggest trophies. They did not have a team ready to do the same. Kane stayed for years and gave Tottenham more than enough time. Eventually, he had to stop waiting, and that was Mourinho's real warning. Not that Harry Kane would fail, that Tottenham might fail to keep up with him. Did Mourinho bring out the best version of Harry Kane? And do you think Tottenham made a mistake by sacking him before the League Cup final? Tell me in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, like it and subscribe for more football stories.